Hello everyone, Sat Sri Akal. I'm Jaspreet Bhatia, Manager International Business with Landmark Immigration. So I have brought a very good news and a ray of hope for all the international students who had their visas in place and were thinking about their travel ban, travel restriction that was brought in place on March 18th, 2020. There is a good news and ray of hope for you all. Immigration ਦੀ ਹਮੇਸ਼ਾ ਇਹੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ right information ਦਈਏ. ਬਹੁਤ fake news आसपास चल रही है. There is a lot of hue and cry because of this outbreak. People were really stressed. Students were really stressed with regards to their travel because they had their visas in place. So let's go through with this latest news on CIC, that is on Canadian Immigration website, and see what it says. Please do not jump to conclusions. Do not start planning your travel. It is just a latest announcement today that has been made, and CIC is going to make announcements going forward next week with regards to this exemptions being made for travel. So let's go through what the CIC newsletter has to say. And Okay, so as you can see on your screens now, we are on CIC website, that is the Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada's website. This is the latest news that is out by the Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, which speaks about that Canada provides update on exemptions to travel restrictions to protect Canadians and support the economy. This is the latest news release that is for today, 20th March to 2020 from Ottawa. It says the Government of Canada is providing an update on travel restrictions put in place to stem the spread of COVID-19. Exemptions to air travel restrictions will apply to all foreign nationals who have already committed to working, studying, or making Canada their home, and travel by these individuals will be considered essential travel for land border restrictions. So clearly here the news letter, the latest news release says that the exemptions would include for people who already have got their visas in place, for example the study permit, or maybe people who are making Canada their home, that is people who have already received their COPRs, they've already got their confirmation of permanent residence and were in a limbo that should they travel or not. So it talks about various exemptions that include the exemptions which are more critical for us is the international students. The second point here, which speaks about international students who held a valid study permit or had been approved for a study permit when the travel restrictions took effect on March 18th, 2020. Also, the important point here to look forward is it speaks about permanent resident applicants who have been approved for permanent residence before the travel restrictions were announced on March 16, 2020, but who had not yet traveled to Canada. So there are various other areas that they are allowing people to enter Canada, that is people as seasonal agricultural workers, temporary foreign workers. There are certain modifications being made to LMIA process. So you can go through the CIC website, and there are a lot of changes that the Canadian Immigration have made in this newsletter. Basically, if you go through this letter, you would understand that how Canada is being responsible to, acting responsible towards people who are important to Canada for its economy and for the betterment of the country. It categorically says that it wants people who can benefit the food producers, who can benefit the agriculture and food safety and security for Canadians. But the important point, 2 points that you have to take into consideration is the dates are not yet announced by the Canadian Immigration. So immediately you should not plan your travel. Wait for another announcement from Canadian Immigration to come out, and then please plan your travel. So they will announce. It categorically says here that we will announce when the exemptions are in place, which we anticipate will be early next week. So we can expect some good news next week with the dates that when you can start traveling. It also says that once the foreign nationals, the individuals who would be exempted, can travel to Canada, after they enter from abroad must isolate themselves for 14 days upon their arrival in Canada. So So this is one thing that is very important, that you have to self-isolate once you are in Canada. But this is like a ray of hope for all the international students, for all the people who had their permanent residence in place. They got their confirmation of permanent residence and their visas were approved. Good news for all of you. You are open to travel now to Canada, but please wait for the announcement to be made by Canadian Immigration. Do not rush into making decisions. Please be with the website. Keep the newsletter updates on your keep seeing the newsletter updates on CIC website, and keep track of it. And we at Landmark Immigration, as always, will keep you posted with the latest news so that we can help our students and others with regards to their travel programs. Thank you.